Today we're being joined by Mel Anderson, who plays for the South Adelaide SANFLW Football Club. Mel, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
There's any time. Tell us a bit about yourself, Mel. What got you into footy and what type of player you are?
So I originally started out playing cricket when I was 13 years of age, and then from there in primary school, I always ended up playing footy with like the boys at like after school, and then had a coach, like one of the parents go, "Oh, I'm making up a team," so we kind of like made a team from there and started in under 14s in 2018. Yeah, 2018. And then kind of just went on continuing on, and then ended up getting picked up by South 2 years ago.
That's good. So was it hard to make that jump, Mel, from cricket to footy?
It was initially because like obviously I had to give one up, and I tried juggling both sports and been on a Sunday, but they were like different seasons. But then as I got higher up the ranks, like training started to clash, pre-season for footy started earlier, so it was just kind of impacting cricket, and I wasn't loving cricket as much as I desired when I was back when I first started. Played cricket for 6 seasons, and then obviously called it quits and started focusing on footy a bit more.
So I'm one that likes cricket, and I'll just mention cricket since you brought it up. Were you more of a batter, a bowler, an all-rounder, a bench warmer, a scorer?
Bit of an all-rounder. So I played for 2 clubs. I played district and then local, and then sometimes ended up playing with the men, which was a good opportunity and experience. Could be good when I got the men out. Just confidence boost.
Absolutely. Well, do you recall your highest score in batting and your best bowling figures?
56 not out and 5 for, I think it was like 5 for 4 at one point. So
awesome. A 5 for my highest cricket batting score is probably 63. I think it might have been last year, but well, I got 4-fers a couple of times. So that's pretty good. It must be pretty cool to get a 5. It just looks better.
Yeah, suited better.
For sure. Now, obviously, you're part of the SA State Championship sides in the Under-18 Carnival last year, Mel. What an experience! How good of an experience was that? And in particular, last year, Mel, when, as you would be fully aware, that was the super draft for the SA girls. Obviously, Loz Young, Piper Window, Shineah Goody, Griggy, Brooksby. There's so many of them. How cool and special was it to play in that side with those girls? Then also get told that you're in this team with them as well.
Probably like getting into the team alone with only being my first season at South. I was only like pretty fresh, and I was like, the girls are like more experienced, have more skill than me. So it was definitely like a really good experience to be able to be selected for each of the games and show like the state coaches what I had, knowing that there was an opportunity for me to get drafted at the end of the year. I had that as a focus, but also knew that if it doesn't happen, I can go back to South and then work my way up and hopefully try again. Playing with those girls was like, they're so good. They're literally amazing footballers, skill level, athleticism, personalities even. Like, they're all lovely girls and you get along with them so well. And yeah, it was just a really good opportunity, especially playing against like other state and seeing like their competition and how it all works.
So now, did it build some confidence in you, Mel? Like you said, it was your first year at South and you're making that state championship side, because obviously they don't just pick anyone. So they give you good confidence that you got picked in your first year playing footy at South, and then you're in that next level up already.
Yeah, it definitely gave me confidence, and obviously I asked for a letter feedback and like applied it to as much as I could have, and just seeing just where it went was pretty good.
That's good. You mentioned in that time playing against other states. Do you recall any of the toughest opponents you had to match up on in those games?
Probably the game was I think it was either Queensland or Vic Metro, one of those ones.
Oh, nice. Very good. Now, obviously, the team, Mel, for South, are in a grand final this week. How you feel the girls have gone so far this season to get to this stage, and how are you feeling heading into the game only about 3 or 4 days away? 3 days away.
Definitely we started on a bit of a roller coaster, but as a group we kind of collected came in together and was like, we need to start working like harder if we want to like end up in a grand final, which obviously is what we've done. We've put in the effort. It's been like everyone's mindset's been towards footy the whole time. There hasn't really been any distractions. We're all around each other. Just a really good like experience. And again, going into another grand final, there's a lot of nerves, emotions. So I think we're just trying to leave it all out on the track and remain a footy focused mindset until we get the game on Saturday.
Are you more one, Mel, to get nervous at games? And if so, how does the pressure feel from a normal game to a semi-final to now a grand final?
So in the season, I had nerves like 1 or 2 games. Then the semi-final, I got nervous, and then everyone keeps asking me like, "Are you prepped?" and like, "Are you nervous?" And I don't feel anything now, but I think once it gets to probably like tomorrow night or Saturday morning, it's all gonna start to hit me. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
What would you say some of your biggest strengths as a footballer?
Probably biggest would be my speed. I did athletics, so it kind of, when I was younger, so it kind of plays a part, but I'm quite quick, and a lot of people like to tell me that that's probably my highest weapon. Another thing would be probably like kicking on the run and overhead marks are probably my strongest. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've got a few clips to play, Mel, which show some of those traits that you mentioned.
Let's have it defensive 50, kickers wayward, Baxter is lurking, just taps it open for someone to run onto it. That someone is Melissa Anderson. She sets, she goes. 2 in 90 seconds. That's the best of them yet.
With this, that will be almost the last scoring opportunity. Ball's here in towards Anderson's hands, looking to cruise through. Does she finish it? Oh. What a wonderful finish from Mel Anderson. Oh boy, and they're getting around her as they should. Centre wing, broadcast side or grandstand side as it is here at Noongar. Umpire just looking for a bit of room in which to ply his trade. Miller, tap down. Anderson at the wheel is moving straight away at the stoppage. Pokes the Panthers in towards attack.
So there you go. So that just has some of the highlight reel there, Mel.
Yeah, only some.
Only some. So obviously, as you mentioned, with your strength and kicking as well. If your teammates, though, Mel, were to describe you in a word or a sentence, how do you feel they would describe you as?
This is a hard one. Probably energetic. I'm quite one to come with a lot of energy and chatter for no good reason, but yeah.
Nice. Well, that's a good thing. Now, there's going to be some questions and teammate questions. So I'm sure you've seen and heard with some of the questions some of the other girls have had on previously that have mentioned you in the new categories. Yep, exactly. So we'll get to them. We'll also get to that right now. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at South Adelaide, Mel, and can't get enough of it, and they know what they're doing when cameras are around?
I think we've all kind of said the same person, but Emily Brockhurst loves a good spotlight. She is one that takes a lot of time in getting ready for those special spotlight times. Yeah, she's one to have it, and I think we've all probably said the same answer. So
that's right. But hey, if that's the answer, that's the answer, though. And if it's Emily, that's who it is. All right. So who do you feel is some teammates, Mel, that fly under the radar a little bit and don't get talked about as much as you feel they should?
There's Esther Shermer. She is like queen of marking. She has really good marking ability and just like reading the ball. Probably is a bit of a quieter one and doesn't really get spoken about a lot. Another one, probably Dorina. She's a Alice Springs girl and comes down and plays with us every game. Her energy within the team when she comes down is like, she just fits in. She's a really good player out in the field, brings positive like energy and just shows the coaches what she has. Like obviously not being able to train with us every training because she's in Alice. So they do their own trainings up there and then just come down for the games.
Yeah. So nice, very, very good. Now, if you would the best chatterbox at club, Mel, who do you feel that would be?
Charlotte Dolan or Yeah, I know I got stitched up with this with Spraddies yesterday, so yeah. Lily Baxter also likes a chatter or two, so she can get quite loud.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Sammy did put you in a category. That's right. Loudest and quietest teammates.
Quietest Emma Charlton or Shay Archbold, and loudest would be Emily Brockhurst.
I was waiting for that. All right. Yeah. So if you're stuck on a deserted island, Mel, with teammates, who are you bringing and not bringing, and why?
Oh, I'd probably bring Keisha because we just we have like a good friend connection. I'd bring Carly. We've been good friends for a while. I don't know who I wouldn't bring. We're all so nice, and we're all like one big family. So it's kind of hard just to leave people aside.
No, that's fair enough. Keep it safe. Is there okay? If it's not a name, then Mel, is there a particular trait of someone that you wouldn't want? Like, for example, if there was someone that did something, you'd be like, okay, if you're going to do this, you're not coming. Is there anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's a good thing. That's what you want. All right. Yeah. So, any nicknames, Mel, that you get at the club that you like or dislike?
I have Ando and then I have Mando. So Mando came from the captain's Bree Cleggett's husband. He made that for me. Ando kind of came from the coaches and everyone last year when I first joined. So a bit of both. I get either or.
That's right. Now I don't know if you saw the part with Tiffany. Got her nickname that she didn't like. I don't know if you ever heard or know of. She doesn't like Tiffy, apparently. Yeah. So. And now with Sammy and with Soraya as well from the last few nights, we've got this catchphrase going. Apparently, it's started slowly a little bit, calling her Tiffy time. And she's not a big fan of that because there's a wrestling song. I don't know if you've seen the clip of that as well, where that song got played and she hates it. Oh, so it might catch on, apparently.
I haven't heard that, but I know she doesn't like getting called Tiffy, so just let it.
let it be. All right.
Come out.
True. Is there any other footy accomplishments, Mel, or individual accolades or premierships that you've had throughout your footy time in general? That would be in general.
Footy accomplishments. When just before I got picked up by South in 2022, I won the best on ground medal for my association for the league game, for the game that we played on over the June long weekend. And then got call up that game from the 17s, because I was in under 17s at the time, to play A grade. And from A grade, I ended up getting selected to play for the Southern Districts country championship side, which being obviously the youngest, and I was 16 at the time, was like a good opportunity to show like whoever was watching out there what I had. And then obviously made the grand final for that, won it, and then came back, and that's where I got seen, and then got Scully came out and was like, we want you to join us at South. And then that same season I also won the league best and fairest by 21 votes.
Just a casual 20. I mean, it must be pretty proud for anyone, Mel, to win a league BNF, but to win it so comfortably is just be an understatement. 21 votes, that's a pretty handy lead.
Yeah, so it was the year before that in 2021 where I tried out for the development squads at South. I don't think there was one of the years where I didn't make it, so I went back, tried harder again, and then obviously, work paid off, and it was seen by umpires and peers of the footy.
That's right. So then when you got told, Mel, about being in that SA state championship side, you mentioned it was your first year at South before. How did that contact come about, and did it come to a surprise to you as well, considering it was your first year, or did you think that was potentially coming?
I did not have faith in myself. I was very unconfident because for the trial period I was sick for the camp, so I was like, okay, that's one less thing that I've got in me to try and make. But I think I just put in the hard work, put out what I had, and then left anything aside. But also I think I don't back myself in a lot, like but that's changed over the last 8-9 months, where I've just like put in the hard yards. But definitely wasn't something that I expected, and we got contacted via email with a letter, and that was at training, so it was a bit hard because a couple of the girls didn't make it, so we're kind of like we're upset for them, we're so happy for us, each other.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, you know, you want to kind of like mention that you got it, and in the process, as you said, you got people next to you that didn't get it. It's a hard thing to mention, but as you said, it unfortunately, not everything can go the way you like, but for you in that point of time, at least it did. Is leadership, Mel, something that you ever wanted to get into, or is it something you've ever been a part of?
I have been a part of I was vice captain back when I was playing local in the last season that I was out there for, but then over the last few years I've been like recognized as an emerging leader. So I think just trying to build up my leadership qualities, bond with who I see as leaders, and just work on my leadership traits to become a better leader for down the track potentially.
That's good. So when you did make that jump to South Adelaide, how were you with someone trying to fit in? Because obviously, did you know anyone when you were coming to South Adelaide, Mel, when you joined the club originally in that year that you made the SA squad? And if so, was it a hard time to get in, or was it easy knowing someone?
When I first rocked up South, I was definitely very nervous because the only person that I know or knew at the time was like the coach, which was Scully. And I'm a bit of a social butterfly, so I can kind of hop around and fit in quite easily. So I found my feet pretty quickly, which was nice. The girls were just really comforting and just took you under their wing, showed you around. I did know Spratty from obviously doing the development program. She was a female manager at the time, so she was hard yards with the work, and so I knew her. And then going into the state squad, I was close with the South girls, but didn't really know anybody else. Like I knew of them, but didn't know them. So yeah, I kind of just tried to float around and make new friends, or just create bonds while I had them.
Now, as you mentioned, obviously the disappointment about not being drafted. How were you on that night? Because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that a bunch of the girls were at the training or at the club. You know, when Holly and Brookie and Brooke got picked up. How was that night for you? Obviously, again, a bit like you mentioned with the SA teammates, Mel, you were excited for, you know, yourself and whoever else got in, like Holly, etc. But it unfortunately didn't happen for others. Now, how did you feel that night, having kind of the opposite happen from the state championships to that?
So I actually wasn't there with all the South girls. I was at my work Christmas party watching it from a winery. So obviously super happy for the girls getting their chance, and they had been given so much more experience, had more skill level, and I deep down, like, I knew that I wasn't, like, last year wasn't really my year. Had a bit of a hard time trying to find the footy, but also playing a new position and trying to understand that role was difficult. And when everyone's a forward and a mid, it's also hard to get seen because there's so many of them. I saw videos from the whole night, and it just looked like the girls were having a great time. But I also had the distraction of being at my work Christmas party. But sent the girls a message, which was nice because they so deserve to be where they are now.
So as you mentioned, Mel, you know, it must be hard though, having, you know, as you said, a bunch of players playing the same position. Obviously, they're in the state championship sides, and even at club level, you have to be forced to play other roles, and it makes it harder to get noticed in a way because you're playing not in your best preferred position. But like a lot of people, Mel, as you know, that, you know, if you're not drafted to 18, it doesn't mean it's over. I'm sure something that still you want to strive for, and considering you were in the state championship squad last year, it's still something you want to get into.
Yeah, so I'll hopefully aim to nominate again for the draft. With it being national, obviously it's hard, potentially having to move away from home. But should be a good opportunity to see what happens. And I have a player agent, so I don't really do the talking to the clubs. But just have to wait and see what happens, because they're not allowed to talk to us till after we've finished South. So
I got you. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hopefully something happens that way. Now, what AFL and AFLW team, Mel, do you support?
Carlton in the AFL and the Crows in AFLW.
All right, how do you feel the blue baggers, as people call them, especially in the men's side of things? How do you feel they've gone this year? Pretty well.
Yeah, not too bad. Sitting second's kind of nice, but yeah, they've had a pretty good season. A couple of injuries, but it's nice to see different players getting themselves involved now.
Sure. Is there any particular AFLW players, Mel, that you kind of model your game off to the type of style of play that you play like?
Couldn't think of one for the men.
Yeah.
Women, I've always looked up to like Ebony Marinoff and Chelsea Randall and Anne Hatchard, just the way that they play footy, develop. They've come so far over the last 7 years. Not that all of them have played that time, but like just watching from like start to finish has been like inspiring and something that I can look forward to work towards. Good.
That's right. Have you ever had any AFL or AFL player interactions, Mel, as a fan, that you've had with players that are either memorable or forgettable?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's all good. Now, mark or goal of the year, Mel, which one would you rather do and why?
I'm not good at kicking set shots. I do not like kicking set shots because I overthink them too much. So I think probably I'd take mark of the year. Maybe, I don't know. It just depends. Like if I have a good day, then I'll be fine. But if I have an average day, then the goal of the year would not be something that would suit me.
That's fair enough. It doesn't have to technically be realistic. So you would still choose a mark if you wanted to pick one to do and you were able to do one, you choose mark?
Nah, I'd pick goal.
That's good. Everyone, I mean, I get 50-50 answers, Mel, every time I ask this question. And, I mean, you can't go wrong either way. And great highlight reels as well. Unless your name's Jeremy Howe or Eddie Betts, you don't do mark or goal of the years every single year or every week sometimes. But now, again, from the side of the goals, what's the best goal you've ever got, ever, at any level?
Probably when I was back at local playing against a side. I was ruck at the time, so I rucked the ball down from like the center, like a center bounce, tapped it, ran back onto it, got the hands, and then kicked the goal from about 45, 50 out. So that was about 10 bounces in between the space of getting the ball, and then really know how far my meters were back then.
That's very impressive. Good job. What do you feel is the best individual game you've ever played?
My best individual game?
Yeah.
Round, I think not the semi-final we played against Glenelg, round 13, I think it was. Yeah, round 13. Probably my best game that I've had so far, ever. I think I got Powerade Breakthrough Player. That was a good recognition, and just like saw that where I started at the start of the season to where I got to. It's just all the effort that I've been putting in both on the field and off the field to get myself better.
That's good. Now, obviously, the SANFLW Best and Fairest was very recently, the League One, where obviously your own teammate Nikki won the league. Were you there at that night? If not, how was the night and how happy were you to see a teammate win? When a lot of people I heard mention Jess Bates with a chance, and obviously she didn't play the last game or two. So it must be nice seeing your teammate get the chocolates there.
Yeah, so I got a last-minute invitation at like 4:30 that night, so I had to kind of rush home, get ready, and then be there by 7:15, which I made. But it was a really good opportunity to be there, and just like the atmosphere was so lovely. But to see a teammate win with obviously Jess Bates not playing the last two games due to injury, to see Nikki be rewarded for her effort. She puts in the hard yards week in, week out, helps other teammates. Obviously, having an AFLW background and all that knowledge, she just brings the energy, especially to the midfield. Like you'll see her out at training and talking and trying to help the mids understand like what to do better. Like she just gives that feedback to everyone, and it's always positive, even when it's something that we have to work on. She doesn't bring negative, like no negative. It's just like head up, put it to work. And yeah, it was really good.
Now, team photo day, Mel, who's the one that always has to put the extra attention to themselves and has to kind of overdo anything really, the dress up, the makeup, everything like that. Who's that person that wants to look $1 million, even if they are already looking like they're $1 million?
Well, this one particular person has to go fake tan, hair's got to get done, got to be looking all nice, nails done. So that's Emily Brockhurst. She loves a good photo day, but also just she brings the energy as well. So it's nice to see somebody of the team get ready and try and make themselves look all nice when we're only putting on a Guernsey and footy boots. But yeah. She loves a good photo day.
That's good. And tell us a little bit, Mel, about the insides to the table on the league best and fairest. As you mentioned, you knew that Jess hadn't played the last 2 games. How was Nikki feeling, and how were you all feeling in that moment? Were you trying to give her the nudge, going, "Oh, you've got this," and stuff like that? Give us some insights in those last few rounds at the very end.
It definitely came down to the wire. I think as a table, we probably knew that Jess Bates hadn't played the last 2 games, and I think Nikki halfway through was about 9 votes behind. So we were like, it's going to come down to like the wire, and it pretty much did. So tensions were definitely there. We were all like on the edge of our seats, but I think we were super excited to just see a teammate win it, especially after I think this is our first season back as well. So.
Very nice. That's good. All right. Now, this is the hot topic food questions, Mel. I don't understand why people in Australia get so worked up over these food questions. So we'll see how you go. So for context, only 13 people have got all 6 questions correct to how I would answer them. Only eight people have said the illogical wrong answer for the first question, because there is only one answer. And the lowest that anyone's ever gotten is 3, a bunch of people on 3. How do you feel you'll go?
I don't know. I don't know the questions, so it's kind of hard to predict. I'll go okay.
Very true. I'll give you context. Spratty, as you call it, Sammy, almost got the first ever person to get 2 or under 3. So hopefully, she was probably the closest anyone ever got. All right. So the first out of over 150 people. So the first one, as long as you get this one, I'm happy. Is it chicken palmy or is it something else?
Chicken palmy. It's not Palmer. We're not in Victoria.
Thank you. Well, I am, but I don't call it that. I'm like you. I don't understand it, Mel. I really don't. There's the 2 things I always tell people. I'll say, okay, spell it. Obviously an I, right?
Yeah, because the I is before the A.
Exactly. And I just tell them, well, in that part it is, yes. So I just tell them to pronounce it. And that's it. There's nothing else, and it can't be anything else. So good job. 1 for 1. Good start. Right. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay, 1 for 2, but that's okay. We'll go to the next one. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Cupboard.
Good answer. That's 2 for 3. You're already going well. Favorite food?
Ravioli.
No. All right, 2 for 4. I like pasta. Not a fan of that though. Food you don't like?
I eat most foods, but I'm not really a fan of. I don't know. I'm not a fussy eater.
So you like almost anything?
I don't like anchovies. Can't eat them. I do not like them.
Okay, so there is something. No, I'm not going to count that either. So you're under the pressure like Sammy was. This last one, this is going to be 1. You might be joining Sammy being the closest one to get to 2, or will get 2. You'd be on the underboards. There's an underboards here. No one's name's on here. Someone's name might get on there if they get it. All right. But I think this question you should be safe. Favorite takeaway place? If it's not a takeaway place, favorite type of restaurant?
See, this is the thing. I've gone off fast food for a long time, but I do like Zambreros.
Okay. Now, this could be the part which saves you. What would be your go-to order, Mel, there?
Regular burrito with chicken and then like lettuce, corn, tomato, onion, guacamole, and then garlic sauce to finish it off.
Right. Now, again, just like Sammy, you just made it by an inch there. I'll just accept that because some of that stuff on there was good, and maybe one item on there was but I'll cop it. So 3 for 6, you're safe. You're not on that honours board. It stays blank. Good. You don't want to be the only one to be remembered forever for that. Now, all right, moving back on to favourite TV shows or movies.
My favourite TV show used to be Home and Away.
Oh, yeah.
Favourite movie, I watch a lot of rom-coms, so probably Anyone But You was one that I watched a lot and still do.
Nice, fair enough. All right, outside of footy interests.
I have work a lot. I do work a lot. I coach a local team, like assistant coach the local side. I like going on runs, love the beach, stand-up paddleboarding, especially in the summer, not when it's freezing cold. I'm a swimming instructor and an OSH educator, so I love working with kids and just like building relationships with them. Other interests, I don't really know. I think that's it.
Nice. Some good stuff there. And Sammy actually didn't mention the swimming instructor, so I knew that would get mentioned. All right. So, favourite app on your phone?
TikTok.
I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked that was.
I see on Facebook Marketplace a lot, and like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I would say Snapchat, but I'm also. It's TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat that I'm on pretty much a lot.
That's a good answer. It's a common answer for someone around your age, and that's not a bad thing at all. Now, you mentioned Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to ask you this since you brought it up yourself. Are you one just to scroll? Are you one to buy something? Are you one to scroll and act like you're going to buy from someone, you message them going, oh, just to gauge the interest and then not actually be interested? How are you with that?
Scroll. I scroll. Yeah, and guess what? They're only cars, like, because I want a new car, so I'm like just scrolling, see what I like. But yeah, I have bought one thing off Marketplace in my time.
Oh, yeah? And what was that?
Track pants. Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Not bad. All right, so what are some fun facts about you, Mel, even though that could be one that people may not know about you?
Oh, I don't know. This is a hard one.
Nothing. Anything that jumps off like a hidden talent?
I don't really have them. Not a very interesting person.
A lot of people say that, but I don't think that's true about themselves.
Actually don't know.
Fair enough.
Horrible. How do I not know a fun fact about myself?
You know what happens, and trust me, I've had it happen to myself before. There's either a question you're going to say in my shoes, or in the other person's shoe. In your case, there's an answer as soon as this finishes, you'll be like, oh, damn it! And then you just start spitting out all the answers in your head. It just happens. It's all right. Okay. So name 3 famous people, Mel, dead or alive, you'd want to go out to dinner with.
Oh. I don't know. Glenn Powell. Actually,
Any sports people?
When I played cricket, I did look up to Elise Healy.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really know.
Fair enough. Just a one-on-one. Just a one-on-one with Mr. Powell. Is that fair enough?
No. Sydney Sweeney.
There you
go. Can I just go by myself?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Go by myself.
It's funny. As soon as I said one-on-one, by the way, I don't even know who this Powell person is, but until you mentioned that, as soon as I said that, you started spitting out answers just like that. So that's good. All right, now I can play. Oh yeah, most prized possessions that you own, Mel. Is there any particular items that you own that you most prized possessions?
Probably the league best and fairest medal. The trophy for that as well. I have a good trophy collection, but winning, like I have a trophy in my cupboard that's from winning state athlete of the meet back in 2016 when I did athletics. So that's it's a nice one to have.
For sure. No, that's pretty good. And a nice trophy cabinet. Is there too many accolades, Mel, in there for you that you lose track of where each other one is?
I definitely have to go through it sometimes and just like clean them all and just move everything to make sure they can all fit. So yeah. I just have a bag where my medals all sit because there's too many of them.
Nice. Well, hopefully, Mel, there's another one that you're going to put in there after the weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the aim.
Hopefully that would be good. All right, now defenders, Mel. I feel like they deserve a bit more love than what they truly get. Obviously, the mids got the Brownlow and the forwards at the Coleman. Do defenders, Mel, deserve their own official title of an award, especially at the top level as well?
I think so. Like defenders do so much work. Like a defender, like playing a part or a role can change the game. So I think they deserve a bit more recognition because if you're going to do it for 2 of the positions, you might as well do it for all of them across the board.
No, absolutely, that's spot on. All right, so how do you handle pressure and setbacks in your career, Mel, if you ever had to have any? Because obviously you mentioned about the draft part and then obviously the grand finals and everything like that. So how do you handle pressure and setbacks?
Injury setbacks are definitely hard. Not that I've had major injuries for about 5 years. It's hard, but I think I just focus on the fact that I can work to become better when I return. So I think, that pressure, I think I just kind of all keep it to myself. I'm known to not really open up and speak about problems or like worries that I have. I kind of just keep them internally. But I think if like internally I kind of build it as like fire to like keep me going or like make me work harder and be better. So yeah.
That's good. If you were the SANFLW CEO for a day, Mel, what rules are you changing or adding and or removing?
I don't.
Would you like more longer length quarters? Would you like more games? Would you like certain stand rules gone? Would you like the density rule gone? I know some players mentioned
the density rule sucks, but I mean, when we played state, it was worse because we did the AFL where you had to have 2 back in the 50. So the density rule sucks. I also do not like the stand rule because the umpire, like, they don't tell you to play on until the player's like 5 meters past you, and then it's like, well, I can't get them now. So yeah, not really a huge fan of the stand rule, but got to deal with it for what we have.
Very true. Now, if there's a particular teammate in right now that's currently playing at South Adelaide, if you were to pick one player, Mel, from your team, who would you say has AFLW traits that you could see making a career out of?
Tiffany King.
Tiffy time. Any particular reason?
It's just like, obviously she's had a few setbacks, but she goes out and works harder than ever and puts in so much effort to make herself better. And she's just, a big inspiration to a lot. Even I look up to her, even though we play positions. She's just, her attributes and way she goes about things is really positive. So
absolutely no. And I mean, she made that state team obviously for a reason. Now, if you were to best describe, Mel, the best goal you would love to hypothetically ever get, adding the distance, the angle, the moment, the occasion, Mel, what goal would you love to pull out?
Probably to finally hit a pocket. Pocket on like it'll be the right pocket. If we're talking south, I never can see to hit that pocket. And it frustrates me a lot. I'm known to be a bit of an elephant and remember the things where I need to turn and flip my mindset to become a goldfish and just forget about it and move on. But yeah, my range, probably 35 out.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
That's good enough. Some of the highlights really that we just showed before was pretty good. So now I've got a few more females to do. Really appreciate coming on. So game day superstitions, Mel. Do you have any game day superstitions that you must do?
Yeah. So in the morning I'll have 3 Wheat Bix with sugar. And then before the game I'll have an energy drink. As bad as that looks, it works, pays off. But yeah, a lot of the coaches question how I can finish a can like I do, but it's just something that I've followed for the season. And my toes have to be painted.
Painted? My
toenails have to be painted white every game. Like, they have to be fresh because obviously working the pool, the chlorine strips the nail polish off. So I redo that every Friday night.
Very nice. So how did that, I'm going to mention that because I haven't heard anyone mention it, not to me at least anyway. So how did that thought process come with that? Did it just happen? Was it a dare and then you just did it once through a dare and then you just kept doing it? How did that come about?
So I just painted them one afternoon, and then that weekend I went and kicked a couple goals. So I was like, oh, maybe I should just keep painting my nails. So yeah, that's what we've done. We've kept it the same. Haven't really changed it.
Very nice. That's good. Now, what do you feel, Mel, with anyone that has superstitions, that they have all these chunk of amount of superstitions they have, or ones that they can't do? Like, for example, if someone says they're going to do it, they have to have a coffee at a certain restaurant or cafe or whatever all the time, and the shop's closed or the machine's broken. How can they do these superstitions and if it's stopped?
Just deal with another coffee. It's really not that deep.
Well, I know, but some people that have that, they always say they must do this and they must do that. If something was to go wrong and they can't do it, they're kind of screwed.
Emma Charlton always seems to forget a banana and then relies on me. So I think sometimes if I forget a banana, then it's kind of like game over. She can't really have one. She just hope that she brings one for herself.
That's very interesting. Now, the last one for you, Mel, so I really appreciate you coming on, or kind of a two-part question. So the first one is, okay, where do you see yourself as a footballer within the next 5 years?
I don't know. Hopefully I can make a dream come true and live the AFLW aspirations. But I think if that doesn't work, I'll just stay at South, keep working on what I like, just keep playing with all and making a big family because they're all so lovely down there. The culture's beautiful and we work so well with each other, and it's obviously paid off playing the grand final this week. So, yeah.
That's very good. And now, this last one, obviously, what does South Adelaide mean to you, Mel? Obviously, I've had probably 5 of you girls on the last week, and not one of you has mentioned a player in a tongue-in-cheek way, but in a negative way in terms of that you wouldn't want to bring on an island or is a pest or anything like that. So I can just tell from the 5 people, including yourself, that I've had on, but how tight the group is. So what does South Adelaide mean to you?
South Adelaide's probably my second family. We're also welcoming, and any new person we take under our wing, our culture, we have a really strong culture, both with the men and the women. The men have their own culture, but we've also come together as one club and started doing flush runs with them on a Monday night. And I think just gaining more experience, obviously their coaches come out and help us gain more experience, and it's just one big family, and we're also close with each other, so no one's really a pest to each other.
Mel, it's been a pleasure having you on. Hopefully this Saturday grand final against Norwood goes to the way you would like. On their home turf, it'd be nothing better to beat them on their home turf, and hopefully add more silverware to your collection, Mel, and hopefully you can open up that trophy cabinet, start adjusting things around and put another one in there. It's been a pleasure having you on, Mel, and all the best.
Thank you for having me.